So the first thing to understand is some basic notations. The first basic notation is called a symbol. So it's a symbol in TOC. So interior computation or computability, automata theory and computability is called any kind of symbol that can be A, B, C, Z, to A to Z to Z, or 0 or 1 or plus or minus or at the rate, any kind of symbol you can. Okay, so if the symbol can also be like this is also symbol. Depends upon the person who are designing a language or any other kind of automata, which kind of symbol he or she wants to give. Okay, so the second term, it is one of the most important term. It's also called uh, alphabet. So LPH, alphabet. Okay, so in this alphabet, just make sure this is a set. Okay, so this is a set that will consist of any kind of symbols. So you can also term it as a combination of any kind of symbol, combination of symbols. I can write it. Okay, so it means that this alphabet set will always be finite. Okay, so if I say because it is written in the set, whatever defined in the set is finite. So A and B is finite. Okay, so this is also an alphabet A, comma B, comma C. So when I close the set, this set becomes a finite. Okay, so it can be anything. Like if I define this is also an alphabet like A, comma 0. If I define this A, only A in a set, this is also an alphabet. Okay, so just keep in mind that the combination of symbol, any combination, is called a alphabet. Okay, so this basically is the input that we want to give to any kind of machine. So if I want to give an input, it should be A or B. Okay, depends on the particular instance. Okay, so in a particular instance, the input can be ABC. In a particular instance, the input can be A or 0, or input can be only A. So just keep in mind that this alphabet you can also think of it as an input alphabet. Okay, so anything that you want to input, you have to give it in a set. So alphabet is a combination of symbols. Symbol can be anything. Alphabet is always finite. Finite means it has a number, like it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, because it is contained in the set. The set has to be closed. Okay, so it's just a basic concept of the sets that it is a collection of different kind of elements. Just keep in mind that the property of a set is that you cannot repeat any element in a set. So if I write AAB, this is wrong, this is not a set. If I write B, this is a set. So just keep in mind this property. You have already studied discrete mathematics. If I'm refreshing your concept. So in the third term comes the third term, which is here is called a string. Okay. So you know what a string is. So string also combination of alphabet. So I can also write it as combination of alphabet. Okay, so suppose in a particular instance, I have a input alphabet defined as A or B in a particular instance. Suppose this is a particular instance, and in this the input is defined as A and B. So what are the various combinations that is possible of string? Is like if you can define the string like this, A A A B B A B B of two length. Define A. This is also a combination A B A. This is also a combination A B B B B B B. This is also okay. So any combination of the input alphabet is called a string. So just to keep fresh that what we have studied till right now. So the first thing that we have studied is a symbol. Okay. So in the symbol that you know that it can be anything. It depends upon the user who want to define. Okay. So by the combination of these symbols is called a combination of this symbol is called alphabet. LPHA. An alphabet can be anything. It is denoted by this symbol, and this symbol defines can be any kind of a combination that is possible over a symbol. Okay. After that, the combination of a certain kind of a alphabet is called a string. Combination of alphabet is called a string. So till now, if you have a kind of a doubt, you can just unmute your mic and sir, voice is not clear, disturbance is okay. Okay, so I'm not right now. My voice is not clear on the box. Not hearing right now. Am I clear to you or not? Okay, sorry. So till now, if you have any doubt, have any kind of doubt till here, you can tell me. Okay, I'm monitoring the chat box also. Any doubt till here? Okay. Sir, could you show the example of a string? Okay, okay. So it's a combination of alphabet. So suppose that I have an input alphabet that is defined that is over A and B. This input can be anything. It can be ABC, ABCD, ABCD, EF. It depends upon the user. So at this particular instant, I want to define some string over this particular alphabet that is A and B. So A and B, just remember it. It's kind of a input. Okay. So I have to devise any kind of a combination. Okay. So I define A. This is a string. Okay. So A B. This is also a string. A. This is also a string. So just see this every this what you, every place contains a alphabet that is that comes from this. Okay, so this A comes from this and this A comes from this. It can be any number of types. Okay, A B C sorry, ABC is not inside this string because only the input alphabet is A. Okay, so A is also a string. A is also a string. Okay, can be which can be defined over a input alphabet. Okay, so okay, so Pradyumn, okay, Pradyumn, okay, have clear. If you have any doubt, I will stop occasionally to ask if you have any kind of doubt. Okay, so moving on further in the next. So after that, there is a certain thing, the string. You know, the string can be any kind of a thing that A, C, A, B, A, something like that. Okay. So just keep in mind that I am not defining it in a set. Okay. So this is not in a set. I am just writing the string that strings are possible like this. This in the set I have defined only on the input alphabet. Okay. So just keep that. After that, this strings are defined over the input alphabet. You know it, A and B. Okay. So after that, I just want a certain combination of these strings. Okay. So the combination of these strings is called a language. Okay. So combination of these strings called a language. Now, see what a language is. Language is also called a subset of strings. Okay, so the strings can be anything. It has a very vast number of strings, but I just want a certain number of strings. Okay, so it is defined by say thus I want a language L1. In this L1, I want a set of all strings that have a length. Okay, set of all strings that have a length that have a length. Okay, so if you see in this string, any kind of any length of thing is possible. Okay, A B C, A B, any kind of thing. But from this string, I just want a particular kind of strings that is defined by some kind of a rule. Okay, so this rule is called a language. Okay, so I do not want all the strings, but I want a subset of strings. Okay, so that have a clearly rule defined to. Only I want that kind of a string. Okay, so in this way, we can define it a language. Okay, so the language is kind of a filtered filtration of this string defined by a particular rule. So in this rule I have defined I want a set of all strings that have a length of 2. Okay, so it is also a input alphabet. The input is A and B. It's also over a input alphabet A. So I just want a length of 2. So these are two length. You can define the language as how two length string are possible over A and B. How much combination are possible? A B, B A, and B B. So this of only length 2. Only these four strings are possible in a language. Okay. So I can write the language like it in a set that only these strings are possible in a particular language. Okay, this is also called a finite language because I can count the number of strings that is available in this language, that is 4 strings. Okay, so how did I get it? If you have studied about this discrete structure, you know that how I'm doing this. So at this particular setting, there are only two strings possible, A or B. Yeah, and in this place also only two strings are possible, A or B. So so if you want to find out about a certain permutation and combination and total number of strings, you can always find out like that. So two combinations is there and two combination is there, so total four combination always find out four combinations. So that is why this length of this is 4. Okay, so you have studied about this formula over 2 raised to power n. So that formula is derived like this. So if you have a two length string, so it means that 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So only 4 strings are possible. Okay, so don't worry about it if you are getting doubt. I am just extending this another. So I am defining another language, language 2, and it this language I just want to define a set of all strings of length, set of all strings of length 3. Okay, so it is also defined over the input alphabet A and B. So I want this 3 length string. Okay, so you know that at this place only 3 length string is available here. So at this place A and B is possible, A and B is possible at this place, A and B is possible at this place. So the possible, all the possible combinations are 2 in 3, so 8. 8 total string will be. So what are the strings here that are A, B, A, B, A, B, 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 A, B, and another BBA and BB. So these are the possible 8 strings that is possible over this language. So just keep in mind if you want to write this language, this is L2 and you have to write it in a set. Okay. So in set, you just keep in mind that in the set you cannot repeat any kind of string. So these all strings are of different nature, different in nature, and of length 3. So this is also a kind of a finite set because I can count that there are only total 8 number of strings that are possible. Uh, till now, if you have any kind of doubt, ask me. Yes, sir, if you understood it in the chat box. Okay. So thank you, Anshul, Pralo, Sparsh, Hemant, Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Very happy that you are listening. All of you are listening. So, so I'm just revising it that what I have defined only 2 languages. Now I want to define the third language. So the third language is L equal to 3, L3, and L3. And I want to define this language as a set of string, okay, over the input alphabet A and B, uh, where each string start with B, where each string start with, okay, start with. Now see this language. I know the input alphabet is what? Input alphabet is A and B. Okay, so I have not given any kind of a length of the string or breadth or anything. So I just want that any string that is defined inside a language has to start with. So if I'm writing L3 equal to A, so A is starting with A. This is true. Okay. So A is also starting with A. This is also true. AB is also starting with A is also starting with A. In the same way, B. I don't know how many strings are possible because there can be infinite number of strings that are possible that are starting over A. So I cannot define it in a set. So this particular language here becomes a finite language. Okay, so just understand the structure of it. The first L1 we have defined is finite. The second L2 we have defined is also finite. But the third language we defined is an infinite language because there can be any number of strings because we haven't defined any kind of a length of a string. There are any number of strings that are available and that can be possible over A that is starting over A. But if you say that if I want to write it like B in this set, although this is wrong because this string is not starting. So so okay, so I just want to revise it. The first language we have done is the length of over the same alphabet. On only using A and B as an input alphabet. Just keep in mind. Okay, so the length two, this becomes our finite set. This language set is infinite. Second one, when we define the length of three, this language set is also finite. Okay, but in the third language, when we define the third language here, this language set particularly becomes a infinite set. It's also called a finite language. I want to tell you there are many languages, and in these languages, some finite languages are also possible, and some infinite languages are possible. Okay. So till here, if you have any kind of a doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So assuming that you don't have any kind of doubt here, I just continue it. Okay, if not, uh, if you are studying again and you face any kind of a doubt, you can also chat with me on this Microsoft Team platform, or you can just mail me on my this. The mail ID is same as my name, so don't worry about it. One of the biggest thing, and you can easily get this subject, and this is one of the most scoring subject. Okay, so I'm continuing this. Now another next basic topic is called the of power of input alphabet. It's sigma. That I just want to denote this input alphabet with the help of a sigma sign here. So I'm again assuming this input alphabet can be anything A B C A B C D E A B C E F because it is a combination of symbols. Symbol can be anything, but at this particular instant, I am considering to make you understand this alphabet as A and B. So I am only inputting A and B symbol, nothing else. Okay. So when I do this, if I write this sigma power zero, it means that I want to get all the strings over AB that has a length of, okay. I want all the set of strings over AB that has the length of zero. Okay. So if you want to define particular this sigma of length zero, so it will be a epsilon. So just remember this epsilon is used to denote a empty element in a set. So epsilon is used to denote empty element. Okay. So there is also another thing. Have studied this discrete mathematics, you who have also occurred this kind of one notation. So this is a notation of an empty set. So don't mix these two. When the whole set is empty, we use this notation, and please don't use this notation. This notation of empty set is wrong. Okay, either use this notation, either use this notation. If you use this notation of empty, I am sure that you have studied this in discrete structure. Okay, so this epsilon is used to denote us empty element. In this case, empty our the element is our string here. In our case, you see this element becomes our string. So when we want to denote sigma 0, it means I want to denote the strings that have a length 0. So only one string exists that has a length 0, and that too is a epsilon. Okay. Okay, after that, I'm continuing that if I just raise it to the power of 1, okay, so it means that that I want a length set of all string of length 1 that is possible over the input alphabet A and B. So only one length string. So one length string can be only A and B. There is no other one length string is possible. So I can write it like this: A, comma, B. Okay. In the same way, if you go it like this, is to the power. So I want a set of all strings of length 2 that is defined over the input alphabet E and B. So I want a set of all string of length that is defined over input alphabet A. So you know that we can also write it like this as sigma star sigma. So if you see this contains A or B, and this also contains A or B. So if you cross multiply it, you will also get the same. Okay, so A B B A B. It is also one of the. In the same way, if I just go ahead and raise the power to 3, you know it what will happen. This so sigma dot sigma, you know this AB multiplied by AB multiplied. This is also called a concatenation. Okay, so AB. So you will get a possible combination that I have already discussed in the language and remember in the previous one if I show you. Then let's take language. So these are the possible uh, these are the possible strings that is possible in the language algorithm. So this is also 8 strings. Okay. So going further in this, I just want to raise this sigma. Now just see it clearly. This is very important. Okay. I just want to raise this sigma to the power of n. Okay, so here just if I can also denote this by this sigma star. So what happens is this star can be 0, can be 1, can be 2, can be any. If I want to define this sigma star, okay, so if I want to define it, suppose this is a sigma star. So this sigma star. I do not know at particular instance what is the value of this sigma star. So this can be a sigma star 0, or so in discrete mathematics, if you want to define it, you can use this union symbol, or it can be sigma 1 of set of all string having a length of 1, or it can be sigma 2, or it can be sigma 3, or can be any sigma raised to power anything. Okay, so I'm not sure, but what it will be. Okay, so I am just denoting all of these things by using this star. So I am not sure what the value of the star is going to be. If it is 1, 0, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it contains all. If I am at a particular instant, if the value of this star is 2, it means I need only a 2 length string. Okay, so I just if I raising it to a star, this is also called a spleen closure. We will get into the advanced version of it into further. Just don't worry about it right now. So I just want to tell you that this star can be this 0, 1, 2, 3, or it can be any value. I don't. So I'm just saying it like this is the power of sigma. Okay, so this sigma star is also called as a universal set. Okay, so why I'm calling it as a universal set here? Because if you see it, the sigma star contains 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to n values. Okay, so I, I, I see this sigma star as a universal set, and this universal set contain this L1 contains the L1 that we have discussed earlier. L2 also it contains, because it has a in the L1 we have a string length 2, in L2 we have a string length 3. It can also contain L3, L4, L5, any kind of a language that is possible. So, so the number of strings and the number of languages, they both are infinite infinite in sigma star. Okay, so I just want to tell you that in sigma star the number of strings and number of languages are infinite. Why it is infinite? Because uh, this star can be anything. If I am considering all the possible values of this star, so it is kind of a I cannot put it this thing into a pen or a paper, because this problem is very vast. Okay, so this star can be anything. If I am considering all the possible combination, this it cannot be done by a human or by any kind of a computer. Okay, so if I say that you have to find a pattern that contains a string of length 2 inside this sigma star. Okay, so you can do it. Okay, so you are human, you see the two length string and you will point it out. Okay, but if I say that the length of string 1000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakh, you will find it, but it will take a lot of time. Okay, so we as a person, we don't want that. We want some kind of a mechanism to deal with this finiteness stuff. This sigma star is called, I just want to tell you that sigma star is called a universal. Okay, universal set. Every language that is possible is a subset of this universal set. Just remember this. Every language that is possible over AB, over the input alphabet AB, over the input, just keep this in mind that any language that is possible over the input alphabet AB uh, is a subset of this sigma star, because in the starting I have defined the sigma star as uh, sigma as EMP. So I'm only talking about at that particular instant if this sigma star it's going to be a hell lot of strings and a hell lot of languages. So I am not able to count it. No computer can able to find it. This is the problem that we are facing. Till now, any person has any kind of problem. How silly it may be. Doubt, ask me. Say yes, sir, on the chat box if you don't have any kind of. Okay. So thank you, Nikhil, Shaleen, Varun, Priyansh, Tejas. I'm very happy that you are listening and you're not finding stopping at boring. So Mukund, okay. So I am a definition of the first thing. Okay. So this is the starting of a concept. Just make sure that you are present here, because this is one of the most important concept here, and you will understand it very easily. Okay, so I'm saying it like this. If I'm talking about in context of a input language, input symbol that is over A and B. Okay, so this input alphabet can be anything, but when we start to build a certain kind of automata, more things will get clearer. So first language I have defined, you know it, that it has a length of 2, AB, BA, BB. So this is a finite language, and it can there exists any kind of a machine computer can also find it any kind of certain kind of a combination possible in it. So this is a finite language. So there is no kind of a problem here for computer or for humans to make this certain kind of a pattern here. So here the problem over here. So if I say that I have defined a L3 language here, that is start with A. Okay, over alphabet is same here. So it when the language start with A. Okay, so you know that the language set here becomes infinite. Okay, so I don't know what the language will be and how many possible number of strings exist in this language. So I do not want to define it, okay, but I want a certain kind of a finite representation. Okay, so a finite representation, some kind of a finite representation of this language. That finite representation, suppose it's a machine. Okay, so finite representation such that if I input some language here, yeah, some string here, only say string. So this finite representation uh, will tell me that just so sorry, just form. I just want to form the problem here again. So okay, so what are the problem we face is that we cannot define or we cannot define a computer or a machine for infinite problem. Okay, so if I ask you that this string exists in this language, you will surely say that this string doesn't exist because it doesn't start with A. Okay, so if I say that this string will exist in this language, you will surely say that yes, this string will exist in this language because it starts with A. Okay, but for computer it becomes a very difficult task because this set contains a infinite number of strings. Okay, so for that computer, it will have to parse all the strings and able to find that this particular pattern. That pattern can be anything, bb. Suppose a computer want to find that this language, this thing exists in this string. Okay, I know that this doesn't exist in this string because it contains a language that is only start with A, but computer has to verify it. It will look at each and every aspect of it, and after a infinite number of processing time, if it is taking 1 second to this, 1 second to this, and there are infinite thing that it will take infinite number of time to just verify this, that this things exist in this or not. So we need a solution to this problem. So basically, I want a finite representation, some kind of a finite representation, to which if I give a string, the string can be anything like this, BA. So it is able to answer yes, this string exists in the language, or no, this string doesn't exist. Okay. So this depends. This can parse all the language, but it has to reply it in a finite amount of time. Finite. That meaning it should reply me in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That certain kind of strings exist in a particular language. Okay, so this is the problem here. Okay, so this finite representation is called your finite automata. Finite automata. Okay. Till now, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask. Till now. Okay, so thank you, Tejas, Mukund, Varun, Shivendra, Chitra, Pralat. Okay. I assume that you are understanding it very well. If you still have any kind of doubt, I will be happy. Going on further. So this finite automata, now this finite automata is a is a representation, is a finite representation to which I give a string. It will reply to me that this is yes or no, and it will parse the whole language. Okay, okay. I just don't worry about it. I am just writing something. the same language, like if I define the language L3 that starts with A. Okay, so this starts with A, so just keep that in mind that the input alphabet is A and B. Okay, so I know the language here is infinite. Always make sure that you are writing this set, so there will be no confusion, any kind of confusion. Okay, so I am just writing a finite representation, and this finite representation is like this. Just don't worry about this. What is it right now? Just assume that this exists here with magic. I will tell you what how to make it. What is it? Just don't worry about it right now. Okay. I just want to make sure that you are understanding the working of it. This is Q naught. You can give the state of the name anything that depends upon you. Okay, so this is Q naught, this is Q1, and this is Q. So I am assuming that by magic, just assume that this by magic that this state appears. Okay, so this thing is called a finite representation or a finite automata. More specifically, if deterministic finite automata. So don't worry about it right now. That how it is formed and how it is. Okay, so I want to show you that how this is a finite representation of this language. Okay, so what is the problem here? That we need a finite representation, that is finite automata, that can reply yes or no by entering some kind of a string, that this particular string exists in the language or not. Okay, so I am just so this see this when this is the start state. When there is an arrow key to the left of it, this is the start state, and this is the end state. Okay, so whenever you end here, it means it means that this is yes. If you do not end here in this state, it means no. Okay, so any other state, if you land, it will be no. But if you land at this state, this will be yes. Okay, so don't worry about it. Oh yes, but I will tell you. Okay, so I want to input here a string called a b b. I know that this string exists in this language. Okay, so but computer do not know. So I have defined a finite representation of it. So how look at this right now? Okay, so this is the start state. I will be starting from Q naught. Okay, so at Q naught state, when I input A, okay, so see, when I input A, what will happen? It will go to the Q1 state. Okay, so Q1 state. At Q1 state, this is pass. Okay, after that, I need a string B. So what is happening at that B? A comma B. So it means that B by receiving an input of B, the state remains at Q1. Okay. After that, there is also another string B. I will this is a repetition of it. It means A and B can come any number of times. Okay. So it means that if I input again B here, it means that it's staying at the same state as Q. And suppose see here where you stop, is it the final state? Yes, this is the final state. So it means that it is accepting the string. It means that yes, this A, B, B strings exist in this language. Okay, in the same way, if you see B, A, B, A. Okay, so I know this string starts with B. It will surely be not inside the language. Okay, you know it. Okay, so just see if this automata is correcting it or not. So I just started Q naught. Okay, so at this Q naught, when I receive B here, I will go to state Q2. After that, I will receive A here. Okay, Q2 after receiving A will again be at Q2. After receiving B, it is again at Q2. After receiving A, it is again at Q2. Now just stop here and see this. Q2 is the. It means that this BA is not inside string. Same way you can test any string. Okay, suppose I want to test this A string, that this AB exists in the language because it starts with A. It surely will exist in the language. Okay, in the same way, you see from the state Q node, if I give A, what will happen from the state Q node? If I give A, it is going to Q1. After that, if I give B, after that, if I give B, it is going to Q1 here. So this is the final state. Q1 here, this is the final state. It means that yes, this string is present inside the length. This is the use of this finite automata. It helps us to represent the infinite language into some kind of a finite representation. Okay, so that is the basic purpose of finite automata. Okay, it is not possible for every language to be represented like this, but we try to represent or try to generate any number of finite automata as possible. We will always try. Okay, so it is not possible for everybody, for every language, that there should be a finite automata, but most of it we will always try to. Okay, now if you have any kind of doubt till to understand finite automata, you understand what is symbol, what is the. Okay. One more example. Okay, okay. I will surely explain one more example. Okay, I will just go in the next page and I'm again drawing the automata. Just don't worry about where the automata come from right now. Just keep in mind that this exists by magic. I will tell you. We will do this practice for 2 or 3 lectures. Don't worry, you will be expert in building these automatas. Okay, so this is the automata that I designed. This is a finite representation, and this language is a language that is start with A. You know, every string that is start with A, and please keep in mind that this is over the alphabet A, comma B. Okay, so the another example. Suppose just write in the chat box what example you want to do. Anyone, just give me a string. Anyone. So two concentric circle means yes. Yes, two concentric circle is the final state. When the string lands here, it means that your uh, your the string we are giving yes. Understand anything about the figure? Okay, okay, okay. So if you do not understand about the figure, just keep in mind. So how this figure is made, don't worry about this right now. Uh, W is not a string because B is right, but LU is not present inside the uh, input alphabet. So W is not possible. Okay. So just keep this. This is the language here. This is the language. Uh, just for a minute. Just keep- Sorry for that. So I'm what I am explaining again. Most of you do not understand what happens after the making of this diagram. Okay, so just keep this. I'm again doing the same L3. L3 is the string and the language that accepts the string that starts with A. So you just keep in mind that the starts with contains all the possible string that is possible. This is infinite, you know it. Okay, after that this is defined over the input alphabet A and B. Okay, so see this where whenever there is an arrow, the starting arrow to the left of it, this thing will be called a start state. Okay, so you always have to start from here because there is a arrow towards the left of it. Okay, so any other state doesn't contain any kind of arrow. Okay, so this is your start state, Q naught. That is why I've written Q naught. Q naught is your start state. Okay, in the same way, when you have double circles, it means that this is the final state. If any string input ends at the final state, it means a yes. Or if it ends at any state, this is a simple state, any state. Okay, so if Q naught Q1, this is Q2. any state. State can be Q0, Q1, and Q. If it ends at any state, it means unknown. Okay. So I am now just inputting any kind of a string. Suppose I am in B, A, B. Suppose this is the thing I want to input. So go to the start state. I'm going towards the start state. Okay, so Q node, here is B here. Q node on receiving B is going towards Q2. Okay, so I'm just representing Q node on receiving B, this B. So I'm just cutting it so that you remember. On receiving is going towards. Okay, after that, Q2. Now we are at Q2. This is Q2. Now Q2 on receiving A. See here Q2 is going on receiving. This means that this is remaining at this state. Okay, so A, B, B, A, B, B, any kind of a state. So this is the kind of a loop of A and B. Whenever this is written like this, it is that this is looping over A and B. Okay, so Q2 when receive A is staying at Q2. Okay, so I'm just writing it Q. Again, this Q2 is receiving B here, so it is again staying at Q2. Okay, after it again receive a here. Okay, so at A at Q2 it is again staying at Q2. After a B here it is again staying. So you see it will always stay at Q2 no matter what. When I reach the end of the string, which is B here, it will again be at Q. Now when you reach at the end of the string, just see here, is this the final state? I know the final state is denoted by this, which is in this case is Q. Okay, so Q2 is not a final state. So it means that this string B, A, B, A, B, A is not present inside the line. Not present. Okay. Now you understand, or I again explain you. Two concentric circle means yes. Yes, a two concentric circle means yes. So if still you have any kind of doubt, I can happily explain.